They said he could talk to snakes. They said no serpent ever bit him. Some called him blessed. Others called him cursed. His name was Raghav Nath, a simple man born in a small Indian village near the dense jungles of Satpura. His father was a farmer, his mother a herbal healer. But Raghav, he was different. As a boy, while other children chased kites and played cricket, Raghav would sit near anthills and whisper softly. Cobras, vipers, and pythons, creatures everyone feared, would slither close to him, as if listening. No one could explain it. His mother once said, "He's marked by the jungle. It listens to him. And one day it will take him back." When Raghav was 10, tragedy struck. His father died from a snake bite while working in the field. The villagers burned the field, blaming the snakes. But Raghav stood there, tears rolling down his face, watching a black cobra slip away through the smoke. He didn't hate it. He said softly, "It didn't kill my father. It was only defending its home." That night, he sneaked into the jungle and sat near a small pond. The moonlight shone through the trees, and suddenly, the same black cobra appeared. It rose up, hood wide, eyes glowing. Raghav didn't move. Instead, he whispered, "I'm not your enemy." The cobra swayed gently and turned away. From that moment, Raghav believed he had been chosen. By the time he was 20, Raghav became famous across nearby towns. He could make cobras dance to his flute. He carried a basket full of snakes. Traveling from market to market, performing for coins, people would gather around, gasping as he let a snake crawl over his shoulders. He'd whisper to them, stroke their heads, even kiss their hoods. And when the show ended, the snakes would quietly slide back into their baskets, calm, obedient. He became known as the Snake Whisperer. But success brought danger, too. Other snake charmers were jealous. They said Raghav used black magic, that he was possessed. One even challenged him, saying, "No man controls a cobra. It's the devil that listens, not the snake." Raghav laughed. "It's not control, it's understanding." One stormy evening, while searching for new snakes deep in the forest, Raghav found something extraordinary. He saw movement near an old temple ruin. A massive king cobra, over 12 feet long, black as ink, its hood wider than his face. It hissed loudly, striking the air. Raghav didn't flinch. He began to hum softly, the same tune his mother once sang while grinding herbs. The cobra's movement slowed. Its head lowered. He whispered, "Kala, that will be your name." He took Kayala home, built a special wooden box for him, and treated him like a companion. Unlike other snakes, Kala seemed to recognize him, even follow his movements. From that day, Kayala became part of his show, the main attraction. People traveled miles just to see the giant cobra that obeyed human command. Years passed. Raghav grew older, his beard gray, his hands rough from years of handling serpents. He never married. People said he loved his snakes more than any woman. In his hut, dozens of glass jars glowed under lantern light, each holding a coiled serpent. At night, he spoke to them as if they were his children. "You are my family. The world may fear you, but I understand your silence." Sometimes he'd wake from dreams, hearing hissing, whispering voices. But when he looked around, all the snakes were asleep. Still, he felt watched. Then came the offer that would change everything. A rich event organizer from Mumbai heard of Raghav's skills. He invited him to perform at a grand fair. Lights, cameras, hundreds of people. It was called the Festival of Wonders. For Raghav, this was the dream of a lifetime. He packed his baskets, cobras, pythons, vipers, and Kala himself, and took the train to the city. As he arrived, people stared at him. An old man in faded clothes, carrying boxes that hissed. He smiled proudly. Backstage, younger performers mocked him. "Old man, your snakes won't impress city crowds." Raghav simply smiled and said, "Wait till you hear my flute." The stage lights dimmed. The drum beat started. Raghav stepped out barefoot, flute in hand. Behind him, 4 large baskets. He raised his flute and began to play. The melody was haunting, ancient, deep. The lids of the baskets lifted slowly. And out came the snakes. 4 cobras raised their hoods in perfect rhythm. The crowd gasped. Then came Kayala, slithering out gracefully, enormous and regal. Raghav smiled. "See," he said softly, "they trust me." But tonight, something was different. Kala wasn't moving as usual. His eyes were fixed on Raghav, unblinking. Raghav noticed the rhythm of his swaying was off. The air felt heavy. The crowd was cheering, unaware. He tried to calm Kala by changing the flute's tone, the same lullaby that always worked. But the cobra's hood flared wider. Raghav whispered, "Easy, my friend, easy." Then it happened. Kala struck. The fangs sank deep into Raghav's wrist. For a few seconds, the audience clapped, thinking it was part of the act. Then they saw the blood. Raghav gasped, dropping his flute. The music stopped. The cobras hissed loudly, slithering across the stage. One python began to coil around Raghav's shoulder. He tried to pull it away, but his strength faded quickly. He fell to his knees, eyes wide with disbelief. "Kala, why?" The massive cobra rose above him, hood spread like death's shadow. The last thing Raghav saw was the shining black scales of his closest companion, before everything went dark. When the lights came on, the crowd was in panic. The snakes refused to move. They coiled protectively around Raghav's body, hissing at anyone who came close. Police and snake catchers arrived, but even they couldn't approach. It took hours before Kayala finally slithered back into his basket, curling silently beside Raghav. When they took the basket away, Kala didn't resist. But by morning, Kala was dead too. No one knew why. Some said the cobra took its own life, like a guardian who lost its master. After Raghav's death, strange things began to happen. The people who attended his last show claimed they could still hear the sound of his flute late at night, a slow, haunting tune echoing from the empty fairgrounds. And near the village where he was born, locals say that every full moon, snakes gather near his old hut. They move in circles, heads raised high, as if waiting for someone to play again. Years later, an old villager told a young journalist, he never feared them. He lived with them, ate with them, died with them. The snakes did not kill him out of hate. They simply ended his story, as nature ends all things. He went back to where he belonged. The journalist asked, "Do you think he could really talk to them?" The old man smiled. "No one talks to snakes. They only listen to those who are truly alone. And if you ever walk near the jungles of Satpura and hear a faint flute playing through the mist, don't follow it, because some songs are not meant for the living."